It's Reggie, the feminine gent.
Daughter, it's tea time.
Open up your mind, unleash what's inside. Just free tonight, I can take you far. Come and see about me. Come and see about me. Come and see about me. Come and see about me.
Hey everybody, it's Maya Wesley and
I am Reggie, the feminine gent. And on today's episode, we are going to be finding the T in trans art.
and we have guests such as Moe Lotti, who is a rapper. We have Akayala Dupree, who is coming all the way from Dallas, Texas, ballroom mother. And then we also have Amarji King, who is a DJ. So let's go ahead and get started and have our guests introduce themselves, and y'all tell us a little bit about who y'all are. So who would like to start first?
You want to start with me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Moe Lotti. I'm from Florida. I'm a rapper. I be writing and stuff. I be performing and doing what I do. I've been in Houston about 4 years.
Okay.
I love it. A lot has happened. And I'm glad to be here with you
We're
guys.
glad you're
Yes,
here.
thank you for coming.
Of course.
And then Akayala.
I am Akayala Dupree, aka Akayala Gulf Coast Mother Ninja,
Period.
and also Kiki Mother overall, Mother Nike, and when I'm coming from Dallas, Texas, and I am that girl, and the mother of the community. So that's me.
Period.
Well, welcome,
Welcome.
Thank you.
welcome.
Mother. And then Amarji.
My name is Amarji King. I'm a DJ, curator, ballroom kind. I've been in Houston for 4 years now. I am the Houston Princess of the House of Lepore. And yeah, I'm pussy.
Well, welcome you all to High Tea. We're happy to have y'all. So let's go ahead and get started off with a little icebreaker question. So each of y'all tell me what song best describe you and why. And it can be any song.
I'm going to let one of them start first.
Pops in your head first?
For me, Mother Akayala, I have a chant that's actually named after me, and it is, super bad. I'm that bitch. I'm looking for a bad bitch, super bad. That's me.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Okay.
I have heard it in person at the balls. It's cute. Okay, Amarji.
I think for me, it's Blow by Beyonce.
Okay.
Blow by Beyonce. And
Yes.
why would it be Blow by Beyonce?
Because it's just like the energy. Like, that's just like, it's like disco, fun, hands in the air, close your eyes, spin in a circle kind of shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
And mine would be 'Cause I Can by Moe Lotti.
Period.
Okay.
I think that's my theme song. Like when I walk in a room, that's what I would like to play.
So what's it giving? What's the vibe?
Cocky.
Mm.
It's giving like shit talk, like bad bitch. It's like that, like feel your beat type of heat.
Okay,
you know?
yes.
It's
I'm
like
here
that.
for it all the
Me
way.
too.
Yes. So moving along for Amarji, what made you get into DJing, and what are some of your goals that you're looking to accomplish?
Yeah, I started DJing 5 years ago, and at the time, there was no one that was playing ballroom music, like, in the club in Houston, and so I just, saw a need for it. I mean, obviously, you hear ballroom music at the balls, obviously, but I think it's really special to be able to, dissect the music and take it to an environment that, you wouldn't normally hear it, and I couldn't ever hear, my favorite songs in the club, and I feel like that's the point of the club, is you want to go to the club and, hear your song.
Right.
And if my song is the how, or if it's a By Roll the Great song, then where am I gonna go besides the ball? And if your balls are once a month, then I need to hear more often than that. So I just decided to kind of create that lane for myself in the club scene and bring the sounds of my people to other people. And I think it really just shifted the way that I saw nightlife. I was like, man, the girls love ball music in the club. It just works. So
And you definitely know what you're doing, because you I have been there. You have gotten me excited. But yes, I love that. So let's see. For Akayla, what was your introduction into ballroom like, and what was your first house you were a part of?
My introduction into ballroom, so at the time I was stripping and I was a bartender. So my legendary brother, his name is J-Rock. So he was in ballroom and they was traveling in Houston. The House of Ebony was really big here and they was bringing ballroom to Dallas. And he was like, there's a category, it's called Sex Siren. If you want to know what it is, then he was like, sister, sell it from the back, from the bar, because I love to dance. And I came from on top of the bar, Soul Sex, all the way down to the judges panel. And he was like, that's Sex Siren. So that was my first category in ballroom. And then my first house was the House of Revlon.
Okay, for the House of Revlon.
Yeah.
All right, I love that. So for Moe Lotti, when was the first time you realized you had a passion for music? And what does your music stand for?
Those are good questions. I think the first time I knew I had a passion for music was probably like 5. I really like Missy Elliott, like still to this day. So I grew up like really listening to Missy Elliott. My parents bought me like all of her albums. It was like, I think 8 at the time. And they bought me all of them for Christmas one year. I've only been to one concert, and that was Missy Elliott this year. And I went by myself. So I think that's what let me know I had a passion. Like I used to go to school and rap her lyrics for folks and say I wrote it until I started writing my own material. And then you said, what does my music stand for? Mm-hmm. My music, it's like, I don't want to be cliche, but it's like a representation for trans girls. Like I feel like it's very transgender, like it's very transsexual music, like it's very vulgar. It's very artsy. It's creative. Like it's the wordplay is there, but it's nasty. You know, I like to talk. Yeah, I like to give it up about how I give it up. But I also got some deep stuff where I get personal and I like let you into my life and into my heart and stuff like that too. But it's like a representation of what we go through in our struggles.
I love that. I'm so here for that. I definitely want to hear more.
But definitely want to hear more. That moves that really guides us into the next question, and the question is really for the group. Mm-hmm. What motivates you all's art?
That's a good one.
Well, for me, what motivates me is I'm a mother, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just not a mother in ballroom. I'm a mother in the community. I'm a mother in your life. I'm a mother if you need me at the last minute. I'm a call if you ain't got no groceries, you ain't got no food. Hey, if you just feeling like you stuck and stranded somewhere and you need $20, I'm the mother. Call me.
I love that.
And I attest to that because this is my ballroom mother, and she most definitely is that person for the community.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And I personally, I don't identify as a trans person, but I do identify as trans spirit. And a lot of my spirit is because of what I see you all do. And I do feel like you all are the mothers of our community. And a lot of times, especially, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, and we're a small community. And I see a lot of people looking down on the trans women. And it's like, why, when these are the same people that are uplifting us every freaking day, but because you don't want to feel like an outcast, you don't want to support this lady or this trans man. It's just hearing you say that really it moves me. So I appreciate what it is that you're doing. And Maya is my mother, so it's not far the love. I feel the love. So yeah, I appreciate you saying it. Sorry to get off topic, but I want to hear from y'all too.
That was cute.
I think for me, what inspires me and pushes me to keep creating community through nightlife is mainly just the fact that here in this city there are very few trans DJs, period, and even less popular trans DJs. I take a lot of pride in knowing that if there's a queer person coming to Houston and they're trying to figure out where to go, someone's most likely going to tell them about my function. Like if you are coming to Houston or you're in Houston and you're trying to figure out what to do, and you ask someone like, yo, like where are the gays at? Like where are the queers at? Like where are like the cool people at? They're probably gonna be like, go to Amarji's function, like she's playing here. And whether you're trans, whether you're gay, whatever it is, because I am there, if I'm in the room, that means you can also be in the room and take up space, because I came in first and I probably have more adjectives than you. You know, I carry more weight in this space than you do. So if I'm here and I'm the one that's in control of the music and I curate this night and it's my night, then everyone can show up. Like it's for everyone. So, and if I don't do it, no one else will. So that's what keeps me going.
What motivates me to make it? I'm good at it.
I love the guy.
I be not even in a cocky way though, because sometimes I don't be feeling like I'm good at it. And then sometimes I really listen back to some stuff I wrote and I be like, damn, what mindset did you go to? Like, what was you going through to write that? Like, who was you going at? You know, like I'm really good. So I feel like that's what motivates me to keep going. I really like to write. Like, I really like to rap. Like, I really like it.
I love that, like, y'all are, like, showing up. And it's, like, middle finger to everybody. Like, y'all done had y'all time. Like, baby, what's up? And I saw you on the news. And I got my life. So when Mari was like, we're interviewing Molly, I was like, yes. When you stood up to that lady, that was just like, you not finna play in my face.
She was giving a lot about
She was.
my trans sisters. Like, we don't deserve to be here. And, like, we don't be eating it up. And, like, they don't, you know, like, we don't admire them. And, like, it's really, like, all of us don't feel like we're in competition with women. Like, some of us really have sisters and we have mothers that we respect and that we're really close to. So our respect and our admiration for women is, like, through the roof. So we don't walk around with hatred in our hearts. Like, we still be feeling like, I'll open the door for this lady if I see her. You know what I mean? Like, you know, very respectful. So I felt like she didn't understand that a lot of us don't. Whatever experience she had, I felt like one of us maybe like slept with her husband or something. Like, it was tension. You gotta say it was tension. But I just felt like I just wanted us to be heard. I feel like I love where we are right now with trans women and how, like, we're getting our chance to be seen and be on TV shows and make music. And, you know, like, it's like a whole little reality show, like, based around trans women now. Like, I think that's exciting to see. I think the world needs to see it. I think girls need to see it. I think men need to see it. I think it needs to be seen. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for answering that question.
Yes. I like that.
My next question is for Akayala.
Yeah.
So some people might say that the ballroom is not an art form. How does art show up in the different categories of ballroom?
So for the people that doesn't say ballroom is an art form. So if you just pay attention to what ballroom gives, right? Ballroom's been around for a very long time. During the Harlem Renaissance when it was underground. So, you know, we are the staple. So we believed in what we couldn't be. When people told us no, we made it happen. So whatever career, job, whatever you say that we couldn't do, we made it happen. We can walk the runway, we can vogue, dip, dance, spin, you know what I'm saying? And then we real. Every day you can see an example of what realness look like. Period. And it's just not in your life. It's just, ballroom is not just ballroom. It's part of your real life.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It is, most definitely. Most definitely. So again, for Akayala, with ballroom can be extremely competitive. In what ways has that competitive spirit shown up in your life?
So ballroom is very, very competitive, right? So each category is a real category, and you have to be the best of the best or prove to the judges that you are that girl. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't believe it in yourself in ballroom, how are you going to believe it in real life? So it's very competitive. So if the next girl or the next guy for me, I walk sex, siren, and realness. If you're realer than me, that's fine. That'll make me work even harder in my regular life to show that I don't need the world to judge me when I got 50,000 people of the LGBTQI experience judging me all day long and telling me if I'm real or not. So I don't even give a fuck about the world when I come out. So like the world, you see me, I don't see you. You know?
And that just that speaks on to a sense of community building each other up. That we're as a community, you're building that person up.
Yeah, because the competition make you work even harder, right? And you striving to be the best. So if you are in the best, like the Olympics, and you win a gold medal, you winning a trophy, right? So that's what ballroom is. It's like the Olympics. You winning a trophy, you competing, and you could be down and out, spent your last 50 cents to eat at McDonald's. Well, it's not 50 cents no more. Right. $1.99 to get a burger. And you at McDonald's, you spent your last because you had probably either had bills to pay, or you was even homeless living on the bus, right? And you just had a bad day. And the devil just whooped your ass, right? And then you came into an event where you spent your last or even your last $5 and you competed and you became that girl of the night and you won a trophy. The trophy is like the Olympics, right? And you could brag and say, I am that girl.
Right.
That made me compete even harder to I need to go out in this real world and compete just like I competed for this trophy.
I love it.
Most definitely. So for the group, for this is mostly for Moe Lotti and Amarji. And Amarji, you kind of spoke to it about being in certain spaces when you were DJing. With y'all being artists and a DJ, when going into certain spaces like that are cisgender spaces, how do y'all navigate being in those spaces if your transness has ever been an issue while being in those spaces?
I don't think my transness has ever been an issue in any of those spaces. And if it was, it happened so quiet and so mute to the point where I never heard about it. The people that I've been blessed to work with in those type of like music spaces, like if I'm performing or studios, like they be so sweet to me. And a lot of them are men, cisgender, straight men, but they're so sweet. They're so kind. They're really respectful. Business is business. It's never no like disrespect or no funny business. So I haven't yet, knock on wood, found it difficult to be in those spaces.
Yeah. I could see the industry even shifting like in mainstream television. So people are now being more welcoming and accepting, but you still got the assholes.
Yeah, you do. And like I said, I'm sure it happens, but it doesn't happen where
Right.
I'm present of it.
Right.
Or in my presence, rather.
Okay.
I think for me, as far as like DJ world goes, a lot of the spaces that I'm in are like techno, house, just like club environments. And when I'm there, I feel fortunate now that I'm at a point in DJing where people know who I am and they know that I'm going to turn it. So they usually don't question me when I'm showing up as a trans person in nightlife. And also I'm just fortunate that like people that work in nightlife, that there are trans women that come and go through nightlife all the time. Like we have been gatekeepers of nightlife for so long that it shouldn't be surprising that you see a trans woman behind the decks. Like it's like not the end of the world that's who's playing your music. Like we can breathe again. But I do think with like some of the more like house and techno spaces, it's mostly male white men that are dominating these like booths. And thankfully, because of like online stuff, like they respect me, whatever. But I can definitely have since like pushback or a lack of opportunity that these other white men are getting because they know someone or they're just like some random white guy who knows how to play techno music. When it's like I can do the same thing, probably better, but it'll take me an extra year to get on that same lineup that you had last year when you just started. But because I am who I am, I'll get it, but not as quickly as you. But I feel like now it's getting to a point to where things are kind of changing, where people are like trying to understand that like, okay, talent is talent, period. Like if she got it, she got it, right. And I got it, and so it's getting better. So that's been pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah,
I love that. That's amazing to see everybody in their spaces and doing all that.
And thriving.
Exactly. So moving on to another question for the group. On the topic of pronouns, we have been seeing a pushback from the greater community, saying that our non-binary siblings' identity is too much for them, and it's going too far. What are your thoughts on the pushback that we are getting from the greater community?
I don't
Whoever
have
would like
no
to
thoughts
attack
on
that
it. I'm not
first.
non-binary, and I don't like to speak on things that don't have nothing to do with me. So I don't have any like opinion.
Opinion on it. We respect that.
I used to identify as non-binary, and I was very happy and very comfortable in that identity for a while. And then, like, as I matured in my life, I realized, like, no, it's not giving that. But I do think that it's a very valid, like, position to hold. Like, as you discover yourself and as you know who you are, like, there are people whose gender identity, like, that is a very valid representation for them. And I think that as education progresses for like the gen pop, as like everyone can kind of get aware of what pronouns like mean and like the way that they carry for everyone, hopefully people understand that gender is a spectrum and people fall on different lines in that spectrum. And so, and it can fluctuate. Some days you feel a certain way, some days you don't feel that way. But I think it is important to respect everyone regardless. And like what they tell you their pronouns are is what we're gonna go by.
Right.
And that kind of is like culture is something that's like obviously prominent in like queer spaces. Like we obviously respect anyone's pronouns, but you know, in the outside world, that's not always the case. But I hope that as culture shifts and like we educate people that, you know, we can catch everyone up on how that stuff works.
It's definitely shifting. It's definitely been a major shift. But
Well, I guess for me, I'm a little older, so I come from a generation where you had to pick one or the other. So, and you was not to be seen, you know. So, and as a ballroom mother and getting used to the new Z generation, right? I'm understanding it, right? And then we have also ballroom is trying to understand it too because we have the new category G and C. So you have to understand it, and hey, I'm a work in progress too because, you know, like everybody say, every trans woman don't live the same experience, right? So just like they identify as G and C, gender nonconforming, it's probably the same way with trans women. You know, some may like women, some may like men, some feel like they're, you know, heterosexual, some feel like they're, you know, it's a wide range. And I come from the heterosexual aspect where you have to pick one or the other. So yes.
I understand. I am GNC. My pronouns are they, them. And I have sat in space and people will have the mindset that you have, but I personally like how positive yours is. But there have been people that was just really nasty and so set on that old way is the way. But I'm sitting here looking at them and I'm just like, I could read you down because you giving GNC right now. But because they're so set in like the old, not old, I'll just say more traditional or, to me, white supremacists, because let's be clear, we're placed in box for systematic norms. We're told we have to dress a certain way for interviews, wear certain colors for interviews, wear your hair a certain color. Even in my experience, I couldn't dye my hair or anything. I like to play with hair. My mom was a cosmetologist. That's all I saw when I grew up. So I felt like hair was the one thing I had where I could express myself outside of the uniform.
Right.
So once I started doing it, that's when I stepped into my non-binary situation. And then when I stumbled upon like GNC and the community, I was just like, okay, there is space for me. And again, going back to what I said earlier, it was because I saw the trans girls making space for themselves. And I was just like, okay, there's a community for them. There's a community for bi people. There's a community for straight people. I was like, I know it's a community for me. And when I moved to Houston, it was just like, the best thing ever. So I've been here 3 years. So when I listen to you all tell your story, it's like, dang, all of us are transplants. So
And see how you identify that? You said the box, right?
Mhm.
And just look at life. Ain't even just being, I grew up in church. I'm like
Same.
a Christian baby, like pastor everything. So they tell you got to live outside the box, and you won't be nothing until you get out of the box, right? So then, but everyone's saying, even from whatever, if you want to say slavery or even back, you're put in a box.
Right.
So if you keep yourself stuck in a box, you'll never be
get out.
open-minded and be open to get outside the box. So you have to be open-minded, and just like they say, you can't walk in somebody else's shoes unless you lived in their shoes. So put yourself in those people's shoes and then go back and judge. That's how I take it.
You said that.
Most definitely did.
So let's get into some hot topics, because that was kind of deep. So all y'all can answer, because all y'all are entertainers. In recent news, the rapper named NLE Chopper, who I think is so fine, doubled down on his stance in supporting the LGBTQ plus community during Atlanta Pride, saying everybody is equal. What are your thoughts on how the hip hop world has been towards the LGBTQ plus community, and in the past, how have you started to see the influx of LGBTQ artists?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I say, I'm a little older, so I'm really what you call a trap baby. So when my family didn't want me, I didn't have nowhere to go. So this little hood thug that was in my community was like, hey, my nigga, you homeless. What you gonna do about it? And I was like, he was like, you gonna either gonna live your life or you gonna die on the streets, because you're on the streets now, so the streets gotta raise you. So, you know, I grew up in a trap house. So a straight man who's comfortable supporting the community, it's fab to me, because we dress you, we tell you what look good, we make the standards. You get what I'm saying? We'll tell you what your wife's supposed to look like. You get what I'm saying? So like when people be like, oh, you're a trans woman, you trying to look like me, you trying to be a woman. No, I'm not trying to look like you. See, my grandmother raised me, and she showed me what it was to be a woman and how you supposed to present yourself. So if you want to be a slut, okay, be a slut. If you want to be a thought, hooray. You know what I'm saying? So if you want, it's just like being a woman. Every woman is different in real life, right? So you don't have to have a split to be a woman, right? So it's how you present yourself. So, and the man is straight. Just because he's straight and he's comfortable around the LGBTQIA don't mean that he wants any of us.
Exactly.
We dress him. We say, hey, that Gucci look good on you. Put that on with this. And he be like, oh yeah, my nigga, that's fly. And you be like, oh yeah. Then now, y'all be like, oh, 10,000 views. You like the way he look, right? You like the way she look and how her body and her makeup, her stylist. We do that. We behind the scenes. We've been behind the scenes forever. Yeah. So what you talking about?
Anybody else?
I think it's cute. I like the idea of like someone being comfortable enough in themselves to allow themselves to be objectified by a group of community that like they have no idea what's going on. Like I think that's cute. Like I'm happy that there's a rapper out there. I mean, and there are a bazillion other rappers that are just like him, but right now he has the spotlight, so like that's cute. I'm happy that he's comfortable enough to be like, I can put on this like whatever outfit this other gay boy put me in, and I look cute in it, and I'm a rocket. And now like look at his success, and he's growing because of his support to his community that supported him first. I think that's really cool. I do think there is like a bit of pandering sometimes and like queer baiting that can go on with that. I'm like, you looking very suspicious right now, but you know that, which is kind of like, I think is a weird line to walk sometimes, where like you are purposely looking more queer than you actually are to get the approval of queer people, because you know that they are a profitable demographic. And it's a bit calculated in some ways, but I do think the intention is probably pretty good with him. I think he is probably an honest person, so I'm gonna hope that he actually supports the community like in real life. I think that's kind of like where, for me as a supporter, I would like want to see more of that. Like, okay, cool, you know that a lot of your fans are queer, or that they're gay, whatever, and like you play one queer event and like, you know, whatever, but are you actually supporting these people? Do you actually give back in any way? And I think that will kind of play out in time, and we'll see the answers like as they come. But I think that's like a way, the validity of like his support to the community will show later.
Yeah.
That's a good speak because, you know, and he also has OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm just speaking. No. I'm just speaking, right? So, like, during COVID, we made, well, celebrities, they started, but, you know, the LGBTQI made OnlyFans popping, right?
Exactly.
So the girls want to jump on the bandwagon and they want to, you know, even if what we call queer baiting, what I'm saying is like, queer baiting is queer baiting, right? You rather be that person that I can entice you, I can entice your mother, I can entice your brother, I can make everybody wants to buy my music, want to fuck me, want to do anything with me, even though I choose what I want to be and what I live with. And if you're not comfortable with that, because that's what the world is going to. Everyone is comfortable in their own skin, right? And if you can't be comfortable in your own skin to sell, because sex sell, just be honest. From Kardashians to music to hip hop to the White House,
the
sex
beginning
sells,
of
right?
time.
So yeah, you know, you could get fellatio and still be the president. Sex sells, right? So yeah,
Right.
sex sells. So he's selling sex right now. So let him sell sex. Let him get his life. If you gay, straight, bi, and you like it, hey, go to his OnlyFans and subscribe, and you know, and have a good time.
He
Live
gotta cut
life.
you a check because you you're promoting, right? You want to
His
say?
PR team
Oh,
is
okay.
Okay, so where are we at? So we're actually at the let's talk about sex section.
Oh,
So that
Please.
So I want to say ask the group. Basically, this question is around like myths around like trans people and gender nonconforming folks. So I identify as a queer sapio pansexual. So
Identify that, what that means.
okay, so I'm queer. That's how I show up. That's my fluidity of energy. I could be masculine, I could be feminine, and I actually consider it my superpower because it makes me the person that's standing out in the room. Because I'm gonna float through that thing. But sapio, so I'm attracted to like intellect. So you could be fine as hell, but you just fine as hell. But if it comes to sex, if you not stimulating my mind, I'm not gonna lay with you. Like I don't have to have sex. I don't. I'm also pansexual, so I like what I like. I'm attracted to personalities. So it could be a trans man, a trans woman, queer male, females, whatever. I'm attracted to energy. And a lot of people feel like when I first came out or became who I wanted to be, that I had to choose like the old people, one or the other. It was like, no, I like using everything. Like, sex is supposed to be fun. It's scary, but it's supposed to be fun. So why are there limits? So with that being said, trans women in my community where I was from, trans women were perceived to be promiscuous, and they only
Sex work.
sex work. What are your thoughts around it?
So take me back because we went to your identification.
Okay, yes.
right?
So how do you identify?
So I identify as heterosexual. So, you know,
Explain that, because I know a lot of girls that identify that way, and
I
a lot
identify
of
that way as myself.
right, and a lot of cisgender women is like, explain it.
so I am not attracted to gay men, but I am attracted to masculinity. So when I say heterosexual, it means like I'm attracted to men, but I like women too. So I guess I'm a little bi. So it's just not like a feminine woman. It has to be masculine.
masculine woman.
So it could be a trans man. It could be a stud, if y'all
Period.
want to say that. Or it could be a strong, aggressive woman. Because I'm a strong, aggressive woman. And I don't have, and it's weird, right? So I don't have women.
It's not,
No,
because that's
I'm
your
saying
choice.
like in real life.
Oh.
So as experience, I don't have real women who's
Okay.
stronger than me, like in personality wise, right? And could dominate me. And that had turned me on.
Because you like masculinity.
And I like masculinity. Doesn't mean that we'll get in the bed and have sex.
Right.
Because you could be my good girlfriend and you stronger than me. And then, you know, I just feel like I'm a Leo. So I'm already aggressive. So when you dominate me, that turns me out.
Okay.
So you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Period. I'm ready to hear y'all too. 'Cause I'm excited now. What's up?
I consider myself pansexual.
Okay.
That's definitely like, it's like a technicality in the sense that I'm open to like whoever. If there's a girl that is like catches my eye, I'm like, oh, cute, like that's cute. Let's see what's up. But I think preferably I would be partnered with like trans people, so trans men, trans women. I don't know. I just don't really have any want to interact with cis people like in that nature. I think trans sex is beautiful. And being with a trans man is just like so beautiful and like intimate and like all that stuff. That cis people they just don't get it. And I'm like, I don't even want to deal with y'all, to be honest. But yeah, I think that can fluctuate. So I keep it open. You say like pansexual because like, you know, they're kind of like what you're saying. Like if there is like a masculine woman, I'm like, okay, like we'll see. Like we'll figure it out, you know. But I think preferably it'll be a trans man, but you know, tomorrow it may not be, and that's fine.
You're right. Your turn.
Y'all nasty. But I like a lot of stuff. I like everything too.
Okay.
I don't like the term pansexual for some reason. I don't know why I'm uncomfortable with that term. I think it's because it's new. But I like girls, guys, and otherwise. I don't limit myself that way, and that's sexually too. Like,
Period.
yeah, I like everything, and I'm attracted to all body parts. And being trans is a thing, and we come with all body parts,
Right.
and we like to use all body parts. And I don't think people like to think of that side.
Right.
You know, I think that's still a little taboo in a sense. Like, people don't want to think of a trans woman in that area. But it happens.
Yes, a lot.
Gracefully.
And it's the most searched porn.
Yeah, because that's what they like to see. And that's what they really want. Like, man and woman, that's what they want from us.
Right.
That's what they really be wanting.
And you know what? And that's true. And then, you know, as a woman of heterosexual experience, so, you know, if you's a straight man or a bisexual man and you approach me and then the first thing that, you know, let's be honest, men like porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking up porn, so just in real life, everybody, go on your phone, just go to a Pornhub or something and type what you like. You're going to type what you like, and as soon as you watch it, what you like, tranny porn comes across, right? So then people like women and males who are, experimenting, right? Mm-hmm. You might want to go experiment something and you might come across me and I might not be what you want to experience. You get what I'm saying? And it's messed up.
Like tranny porn and you in there trying to kiss your nut and then this shit pop up and you done fucked your whole nut up.
And you mess your whole, and that's what I'm saying. And then you be like, oh my God, and then you mad, right? And so and I'm being honest. So men be getting mad because they be like, oh my God, tranny porn, I don't like that shit. And then you know you don't like that shit, but then you watch porn again and that shit pop up again, and then that shit pop up again, and so now you interested, right? Mm-hmm. So then you want to try something that you saw. That's when we bring back to the question. I don't do everything that you see,
Right.
right? So you know,
Right.
if you're gonna come to me, you're gonna get a heterosexual experience.
I want to add to that because I have I view myself as a heterosexual trans woman, and my attraction is I am attracted to masculinity also. I'm not attracted to femininity at all. So a little small story. So around, this was like right after quarantine had really happened, there was this girl. We didn't do nothing. But there was this girl, and she was very, very masculine, but she was, she still was feminine looking, but her energy was so masculine. And so I found myself like really at odds. She was putting it on me, like she was putting it on me hard. And it just, I couldn't get past it. Like, it was just like, the energy is there for me. And it was like, but the cunts. And I was like, I can't get with it. And, yeah, it was just interesting for me.
Do you feel like if it was to happen again, you would know how to navigate like that?
No, I think after that experience that I realized that wasn't
It was not for
that
you.
it wasn't for me.
You don't like titties?
No, my own.
See, but I get what you're saying. See, that's the thing. Like, I'm heterosexual,
Uh-huh.
but I like aggressive women. But I like them in different ways. I'm not gonna suck your titties or nothing like that. I'm not gonna dip it low. We're not
Bring
gonna do
it
none
up
of
slow.
that. No, it's not crazy because, okay, when I say aggressive women, so I get women and working in the strip club, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Women likes to touch, they get drunk. They be like, oh, you so fine. They want to rub. I like all that. Rub me, touch me, tip me. That was I grew up like that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the club stripping and, you know what I'm saying? I didn't sell myself. I worked for it.
Right.
So, and I like the hetero experience being in a strip club. So when a girl or a man want to touch me and they enjoy me, you paying for an experience, right? So when I get into the sexual part, I'm still in my mind with the experience. So I'm going to let you touch me. We're going to do all of that. But what you want me to do that you think you like,
It's
we're
not
not going
going
to
to
do.
happen.
I'm not going to lick you there. I'm just going to lay there and you're going to enjoy me.
That's a good way to transition into the next segment because you mentioned about like your experiences working in the strip club. So I want to know, like, how do you all use your platforms to bring awareness to communities, whether it's sexual health awareness, mental health awareness, trans rights, like whatever it is? How do you use your platform or your artistry to bring awareness to the
Showing up,
community?
being seen,
Okay.
putting it out there, not hiding, I guess. That's what I do.
That's a good step.
I feel like visibility is like a big one. Like if I'm in the room and it's broadcasted to whoever, like if people can see it and if they're at home looking for someone like me as a way of like, a beacon of like hope, inspiration, or like, of safety even, like that's, I am who I am so that others can see me and so that others can be inspired by what I do and who I am and like all that stuff. And just being in community, I think it's also important for me to show up for people, whether that's like providing like sexual health tools at the events I'm at. Like I throw a party here and like we're sponsored by a health clinic, so we get a bunch of free stuff to give to community.
That's cool.
And like that's like just kind of like a role that you play as a community member is like showing up for them, providing them with stuff that they need, and just like being active in the community. So
Akayala.
Okay, so for me, it's a little different, right? So it's weird. Like I said, I come from a generation where you're not supposed to be seen, right? I don't like to be seen.
Okay.
So, and then as a mother and a community mother, visibility is for the new kids. Yeah, be visible, fight for your rights. I come from a generation where you just wasn't visible. You had to put the work behind what you want, right? So I'm the girl that puts the work. So when you looking at her and her or gender nonconforming or whatever they feel like that day, you know what I'm saying? And you see them being visible, living in their truth. I'm the girl at the back and say, okay, we got our voter. We registered to vote. We do this in the community. We feed the homeless. We give back to the straight community. We have toy drives. We have back to school events. You know what I'm saying? We want to educate you about our sexual health, just not for our community, your community. You get on PrEP. You can get on Trula. Be safe in the real world.
Oh, I thought you didn't say something. So I got a question for you because you're saying that you're the mother.
Yes.
How do you have these conversations with like your kids? Because I know like a lot of times our gay children or our chosen children are really close in age with us, and sometimes it's like you want to give advice, but they kind of have their own. But how do you keep your kids on the straight and narrow?
Okay, good that you said that. If I'm your mother and you close to my age, I'm not your mother, right? I can't teach you nothing. You ain't. I can't give you no experience to show you what I've been through. So none of my kids is my age, and I'm a mother 2 times, right? So the conversation is, as a mother, my kids, my second generation kids, called me Mother Bear because I'm up in your face. I want to know what's up in your life, because I don't want to get the call, you know what I'm saying, and something's wrong. I'm the mother. If you call and say, hey, mama, I'm at school, I'm trying to go to school, and they're bullying me, or I'm uncomfortable, or mama, I'm scared to walk through the front door, or I'm scared to even just go get tested. I'm that mama. So so let's break it down. I'm sorry, I did that too fast. So like in our life, right, we're ostracized just for being us, right? So what a mother is, if you didn't have that relationship in your real life, like with your real mom, if she wasn't there, or your father wasn't there, and they couldn't show you the love that you needed to be you, that's me. I'm gonna give you all that love, right? I'm gonna walk with you because I know what you went through, because I already went through it, because my mama wasn't there for me. So you know what I'm saying? So when you win your first trophy, baby, it's just like getting your first A in school.
Yes,
you know what I'm
indeed.
saying? So it's not, that's why I say it's just not in your real, it's just not like community or ballroom. It's your real life. You want to be the best
Every
in your
day.
real life. I want to be the mother, be like, oh yeah, my son is a doctor. You get what I'm saying? Because I got kids that work for Louis Vuitton. I got kids that work for Marc Jacobs. I got daughters that's pageant rank, Miss Continental, newcomer, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's fab.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
something to
And me
celebrate.
personally as a mother, not just in my ballroom life, I'm a college degree holder. Not just that, I'm a cosmetologist holder, I'm an esthetician, I'm a makeup artist, you know what I'm saying? So all my experience, I'm teaching and I'm giving back. So you're gonna learn something from me.
She had peed on it.
Most definitely. And I can attest, I have seen her get up and go to places and be there for people. Like, I need this, I need that. Okay, I'm on my way. No questions asked, I'm coming. So I've definitely seen it firsthand.
Yeah, because who gonna love you if you don't love yourself, right? So if you're having a bad day and you're depressed and you want to kill yourself, right? Sometimes you ain't gonna be able to talk to nobody, right? So like, I pray really hard, and God's been with me a mighty long time, right? And He done blessed me through all my situations and everything. I'm even blessed to even just be here to speak it to people. I'm 43, right? So in my real life. So like,
You heard it.
when someone gets up and they tell me, mama, like, I just got diagnosed and I'm 18 and I want to kill myself. And I'm be like, okay, baby, I'm 43. Here I come. You ready? Or my son, my real son. Not, I say he's my real son because he's mine. A straight man stabbed him. I'm jumping up. I'm going. I'm their mother. I will pull up to that man's house and say, you stabbed my son. You got to go through me. So in Dallas, like my kids, I am their protector. You got to go through me. If you bully my child, I'm going to bully you. If you're going to fight my kids, you got to fight the mother. I don't need a man, because my mama didn't have a man. My granddaddy didn't. She had a man. My great-grandmother raised me. That's all I knew. And my granddaddy died early, so I didn't have a man in my life, right? So I had my mama and my grandmother taught me how to be a man and a woman, right? And a lot of black people can attest to that, coming from single-parent homes, that you have to be a man and a woman in your house. So who gonna stand up for you? And a lot of women, why black women judge other black women, y'all are very strong, right? And your mama taught you something, right? And you instilled into your children, right? So the things that I saw that was instilled into my mom, my grandmother, from my great-grandmother, was also instilled to me, because you have to look, learn, and you can achieve something, right? So yeah, you don't let nobody. No, my kids, I'm gonna protect you.
Girl, y'all gave us some tea today.
Okay.
I feel so full. Well, that wraps our episode.
It does.
Finding the tea in trans art. Do y'all have any questions for us? Or, you know
Did
what?
y'all have fun? Did y'all enjoy this for real?
I did. I can't speak for Maya, but I did. She know
I've been
y'all.
on 9 all the whole time.
But
y'all wasn't
I'm
bored with us.
No,
No.
I'm excited to like continue to see y'all like grow and be amazing artists, be amazing parents, friends, just everything. I don't know. I think I follow y'all already, but if I don't, y'all, I'm gonna follow them because look how fabulous they are. But tell our people like your tags so they can follow you all again.
You can just Google Moe Lotti. No, I'm just kidding. At Glittergoon on Instagram, at Moe Lotti on Twitter. Moe Lotti on Apple Music, Moe Lotti on Spotify, Moe Lotti on YouTube. I had to think of other stuff. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe
Yes. She got
and
some cute
listen.
music.
Follow me on Instagram, Amarji_King. Follow me on SoundCloud, Amarji King. Follow me on Twitter, Clocky DJ. And yeah, that's all.
Well, you can follow me on Facebook. It is Akayla Dupree, Akayala. And then on Instagram, it's Akayla_Sugar Baby. And if you just be wondering why it's sugar, it's SUGA. You know what I'm saying? So that's like sugar, beautiful, because I'm a makeup artist. So yeah.
Period.
Yes, well, thank you all for tuning in to episode 4 of High Tea. Come and brew with us, finding the tea in trans art. And what time?
Now brew that. Bye, y'all.